Well, this should be interesting. The Dark Crypt. I've got no blight resistance gear. I'm starting out with all these guys around me, so should be fun. Okay, teleport right away. That's not a bad teleport. Kill him. Now I have to watch out because I still don't have very good light sources, for seeing stuff. I can, get rid of confusion and such, but ow. But I have to, watch out for guys at range. And this is a terrible room to be jumping into. We got ourselves an ogre, bunch of spellcasters. Let's pull you right there. There goes the corruptor. Let's step into the wall. And I stepped into a wall, and that's what basically happens with Wraith form. If you're basically in a wall when your fading runs out, you basically teleport randomly, and that's what just happened there. So that's fun. Not what I want to happen just right now. And not confused, because stuff. Kill you. Kill him. I guess we'll rush. Kill. Yeah, I'm just rushing and rushing and rushing. Alright, that's all done. A very difficult, entry into this place, but that sometimes happens with Dark Crypt. You get bad spawns. Alright, it's probably better if I dig around at this point. Just, pull these guys in like so. Ow. Alright, there we go. Everything's dead. There's a statue to a corrupt Dalek. There's the exit, sort of. I've already read this, I think, already. So corrupted Dalek, blah blah. Yes. And sometimes if you basically hit these, you'll get a nasty looking, thing to drop out like this. Nothing to do with the Kill Elves. Interesting how we got a nice long passage like this. Alright, interesting open, that's fine. We can just go kill these guys easily enough. Pop. There we go. Everything died. That's the way down. So, there's the entrance into the Dark Crypt. You know, I thought that might be hazardous jumping in here, but I got through without too much trouble. The Doombringer is actually pretty damn powerful in here, I guess, because of all the sweeping attacks you can do, so it helps a lot. I don't plan to keep any of that stuff. Alright, so the Dark Crypt. I'm actually here, not just because I want to do it, but because there's actually a special reason I'm coming here. It's actually related to the fact that I'm playing the Doombringer in some way, I guess, too. Let's do that to you. We're gonna rush this guy. Basically, to sort of give it away while I'm here, I'm on a mission to do something here that is basically involved in unlocking either the Demologist or Dark Elf. I can't remember which one, but one of the two. And I just got this sword. It's a pretty cool looking long sword. It's tier 4, but you know, it's just a long sword, so it's not something that I care too much about. Oh, there we go. I thought there would be an alchemist around somewhere. Dead alchemist. Oopsie, I just walked around while this guy was around. Never a good idea. So yeah, this is probably the first time I'm seeing them, but these are actual ogre enemies that I'm fighting here. So ogre guards and other stuff like that. These are some new enemies that came with like the introduction of ogres. And I'll note that, by the way, if you were to find the actual secret dungeon where you unlock the ogres, this is what you find in there a whole lot of, like a whole lot of ogre type of enemies. They're not pushovers, they're pretty damn strong, most of them. That's terrifying. Kill you. Lock him down. Yeah, I'm letting him come to me so I can fight them. Alright, let's go over and open his chest. There's an object popping up from that chest. So yeah, this is a cool weapon to find, but I'm not going to worry about it too much because the fact is, you know, not two-handed. I need two-handed weapons to really be able to make use of my skills, so... At least I'm finally finding tier 3 weapons to possibly replace this with. Finally. So here's a Psycho Torch. You know, this might be a cool item to have around. This is not bad, you know, what torque to put on. So maybe I'll put that on. I'll get rid of the old halfling foot. It's, you know, starting to show its age at this point. So yeah, we'll put down a Psychic Torque, and this will be used to teleport me when I can't use the other teleport ability. Alright, not too friendly to start here. Let's see here, let's go like this, and this. There's my silence ability, I guess from my torque. Let's pull you instantly. Try locking you down and fail, apparently. Hey, look at that, I've got myself some psi, I guess from this here? Perhaps? Possibly that's what it's for. Okay, kill him. Step here. Let's do that. Pull the corruptor. Kill the corruptor. And I've got no real obligation to stay, right? So just go up, go down. That's fun to do. It's really fun being able to pull guys into, like, you know, your attacks like that. Ow. That's never fun. Oh, look at that. Someone came for me. And there's my alchemist friend that popped out. Hello, alchemist friend. Let's put on shield, do over Wrath, rush the bastard. Dead. Damn it, these guys are going invisible constantly because, you know, they're stupid elves. And elves go invisible constantly like this. Look at them all. Alright, go here. We're going to lock him down with that. Do this. That. I'm running out of stamina of all things, but that's easy enough to get back when I need it. Alright, there we go. That wasn't too bad of a room. It's interesting how all the enemies are piling out of the rooms like this now. I'm not sure if they're, you know, supposed to do that or if it's new. I like it. Makes sense. Coming from Dungeon Mans, you know, where, like, you know, an enemy has to see you before it reacts to you. It's a nice little change. And Dungeon Mans, which I was playing, you know, before this, it essentially is just, you know, a constant fest of annoyance, more or less. Alright, what am I getting rid of here? What's this do, by the way? This, all nearby enemies take 25 damage each turn, healing you for 10% damage dealt. Oh, that's nice. Oh, this can be used to blink randomly. That's interesting. So there's a blink cloak. A blink cloak. That's what we're going to call that. Alright. You hear a hot sun hyper scream. We're getting closer and closer to Melinda. Staff of Destruction. Staff of Destruction, nothing to it. Now, it's actually worth noting, by the way, that the Doombringer can actually use two-head stabs like this. And you still have access to all your abilities. So if you actually want to go the route of getting Staff Master, you can actually do that on these characters if you want and get the benefits of staves. I'm not doing it because I'm just going for a typical, you know, showcase of the character, but a more experienced player could probably do that with, like, you know, little problem. Ow, ow, ow. Alright, almost level up, that's kind of nice. I'm leveling up in the Dark Crypt instead of dying in the Dark Crypt. You know, I was having difficulty to start this game, because why not? I was having difficulty. And look at this! Lore Master Greynot's Analysis of Races, Chapter 7, Ogres. So, this is actually new. You've never seen this before, but this is basically the lore piece that was written up for Ogres, basically with their introduction. I might as well read it, I guess, you know, it's for the hell of it, so bear with me if you're looking to not hear me read this lore off, whatever. So yes, Ogres. Ogres had never been a thriving race, starting from their abrupt appearance as soldiers and laborers for the Conclave during the Allure Wars. Unexplained, aside from the highly impossible story from the Conclave's overseers about a lost mountain tribe. Left without homes or proper runic training after the war's end, they were forced to found their own tribes and rediscover the fields of ruin and infusion creation for themselves. And though their numbers dropped rapidly, they enjoyed a brief period of relative success as nomadic rune traders, virtually unaffected by the spell blaze. The spell hunt nearly proved to be their undoing, as their monstrous size and rune-covered skin made them popular targets. They were thought to be extinct, and only in recent years has the city of Elvia revealed that some ogres took refuge there during this time. Their descendants still live today, fearful of persecution, but gradually beginning to explore outside Elvia for the first time in ages. So, this is sort of stop right there. I want to note that, you know, as I sort of said thus far, I've actually helped with the creation of ogres. The bit about the Lost Mountain Tribe, that's, I think, the sort of play on, like, a sort of lore piece that I wrote. Basically, it's like an idea of, like, you know, lore for where ogres came from. Basically, ogres were like this, like, you know, very seclusive mountain tribe that, at some point, the halflings tried to enslave, but during, you know, the age like, you know, of whatever time, Elvia and, like, the people of Shalor, the elves of Shalor, they came in and, like, helped the ogres fend off the halflings, and then, like, they basically the ogres learned from the elves, the Shalor elves, all about rune and training and stuff like that. And then the spell blaze happened, most of them got wiped out, they took refuge in Elvia, and then they emerged later. So this is this new lore piece that was written for the ogres after that. And I'll note that you really aren't getting the full gist of what happened to the ogres here, but it's giving you a sort of an idea. Basically, this is from the perspective of, like, people who really don't know what happened, like where ogres came from and stuff like that. Just like what they are right now. For the actual bit of lore about it, you'll actually have to find the actual dungeon where the ogres are getting unlocked, and then you'll, like, basically be finding the ogres and learning about them as you basically continue on into that dungeon. But for now, you know, this is like a nice little, like, you know, overview of what ogres are all about, so whatever. Anyhow, continuing. Ogres' most striking feature is their size, by far the largest of any intelligent race. They average at roughly 8 feet 4 inches tall, and most are nearly half as wide with muscle. They have similar range of skin tones as to humans, although slightly grayer on the whole. Their hair tends to be dark brown or black, and their eyes run the gamut from black or bright blue to purple, presumably a side effect of rune mistranscription. Their angular facial features invite some impolite comparisons to orcs, with strong jaw lines, disproportionately large mouths and teeth, and squarish heads, but otherwise resemble those of humans. It would be remiss of me to describe ogres' appearance without mentioning the intricate glowing patterns of runes covering their skin from head to toe, although the exact patterns and colors vary. Although they excel at physical tasks for obvious reasons, and the necessity of careful inscription has made their finger dexterity and penmanship rather impressive, their limb movements tend to be slow and clumsy due to their size, and they tire quickly if they overexert themselves during strenuous labor. Their slow speech, incredible appetites, and lack of interest in arts or most scholarly concerns has led to be a misconception that they are dim-witted. However, ogres forced in studious tasks to perform admirably, and one needs only look at their runic prowess to know that patient study and artistic vision they are capable of, if properly motivated. This may tie into the humble duty-bound mindset that seems to be inherent property of the species. Most ogres show absolutely no interest in leadership or impressing others, only completing tasks in the most reliable manner possible, and such strategies tend to be rather simple. And I want to note, by the way, just before continuing on yet again, a little bit about their appearance and, like, you know, their, like, sort of, like, ability of how they act. It's worth knowing that this also plays into, like, the lore of, like, what, like, how ogres came to be created. So, basically, they're, like, monstrous, or not too dexterous, but they're, you know, they're able to move stuff very easily, and They're not incapable of, like, doing more studious tasks than need be, but they're better, of course, at being like laborers and such. Blah blah blah. All right. While Shalor use of magic is arguably a choice, ogres have no such luxury. Their inscriptions are as crucial to their well-being and structural integrity as any internal organ, and attempts by Ziggurat to cleanse captured ogres of their ruins invariably lead to them first collapsing under their own weight, then their organs shutting down one by one. One can assume that their natural infusions are just as vital. As such, ogres' reproduction is a careful task. A newborn can live for a few months unaltered, but after this, the parents must give their child a thorough regime of runic inscription and herbal infusions. The parents typically perform this task together, using each other's runes as a reference, and any mistake made in the transcription will affect the child's health and development, usually adversely, though it is believed that transcription errors are responsible for mitigating ogres' once uncontrollable tempers. As such, the inscribed patterns are as much an influence on a child's development as the physical and mental traits of his or her parents. And this to sort of tell you a little bit about more is about, another stopping here in a bit of lore. But it's worth knowing that it depends on infusions and ruins. Again, that goes into lore, so you'll learn about more of that when you actually get to like the actual starting dungeon the unlocked dungeons for ogres. Alright, and due to the safety and comfort of Elvia, and their mistrust of much of the outside world, most ogres who leave their home do so for trade purposes, no longer using Shaloran as couriers. Some have begun to enter the growing market of runes and infusions, and have proven very successful thanks to natural talent in the area. Those few who have considered adventurers tend to pack up their things and leave abruptly, not for glory or riches, but because they see a recurring source of misery in the world and wish to dispose of it themselves to the public service. It is not uncommon for an ogre to sigh in frustration after hearing about a hijacked shipment of grain, head out, return a few days later with blood of 1% bandit clan stuck on his club, and go right back to tending his crops. So there's a little bit, a bit more about the ogres. Basically, they'll basically, go out of Elvia to like do other stuff, but basically they aren't really doing it for like glory or anything. Just doing it because it's a public service. And even this ties into the lore of like of ogres and like their what's really interestingly all about the ogres and what they're all about. But there's like a nice big long lore piece about ogres. Yes, I helped create them. But I have to say, I really do like how like ogres did pop out. They're one of the better things that have been created. Recently added into the game. All right, well, let's see here. I can get myself Destroyer now. All right, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm aiming to do here, but Destroyer is basically this really powerful ability. So when activated, your body overflows with power to the Fear Escape, turning into a powerful demon for a few turns. This increases your stamina, regen, physical powers, blah blah, and disarms stun immunity by a little bit. The physical stamina and status resistance increase with your spell power. Your other talents also gain a variety of bonuses. And basically, here's the nice thing about Destroyer in a nutshell. It gives you all these like bonuses to all your other abilities. So Draining Assault will have its cooldown reduced by 1. Reckless Strike will gain resistant penetration for all elements. Obliterating Smash will increase range by 1. Abduction, if it hits, gets an additional 1 attack at 35% weapon damage. And you basically get all these powerful stuff. So it's a really interesting ability. This down here. So yeah, that's that. I'm not sure if I want to boost this up right now. I might want to go with more Blurring Smash. And like, basically once you get this up to level 5, you can target armor and saves. Target armor and saves, and you deal more weapon damage, of course, as you level it up quite a bit too. But here is Destroyer. A nice little fuck you ability. Minor language, but yes, that's what it's all about. It's essentially like unstoppable for Doombringers, that ability. Alright, there we go. Level 4. I'm going to get rid of you. And I got myself Nothing else I don't think of worth. This is a nice little thing, but whatever. That's anti-magic. That's unfortunate. And finally, I'm starting to see like some better armors popping up, but... Alright, now the moment of truth. This is where things might get a little bit difficult. Because I'm actually going to be doing something a little bit different than usual. You see a female human lying unconscious on a black altar, twisted sigils scored into her naked flesh. Around her are several figures in dark robes. As they notice you, one calls on Intruder, protect the seed of Kriel Fajin. And here's where things go nuts. So usually I go in here, you know, I just bang these guys a little bit. Oh, one of these guys is not dead. That's annoying. Let's just lock you down. Alright, now I'll notice that the term counter is at 18. I'm actually not going to kill all these guys. We're just going to kill some of them. I just want him to come to me. And we're actually going to let the timer go down. So, usually I save Melinda, but we're not actually saving Melinda this time. We're actually going to let her die. The woman lets out a sudden, ear-splitting scream that turns from pain to horror as her stomach is ripped open from within by long, dark claws. A towering black demon arises, rending her flesh to shreds and replacing her dying scream with a terrifying roar. Yeah, so this is what happens when you let Melinda die. You get a demon. And I actually meant to purposely send this demon. So here's Kriel Fajin. I don't think you've ever seen him before, but this is the boss of this dungeon. This huge demon is covered in darkness. The ripped flesh of its mother still hangs from its sharp claws. And yes, it's a demon. A very, very powerful demon. Blah, 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 blah. Let's activate Destroyer form. And sure, we'll activate this. We're going to pull it. We're just going to go to town on this bastard. Boom. Let's do this. He's actually activated a annoying little lightning surge, but whatever, I'll have to deal with it. Ow. Yes, I'm just going to pop this guy. So there is a reason I'm fighting this guy. And it's not, you know, for the common reason that you would fight this guy, but it's for the unlock. Basically, along with this guy and the succubus I killed a few episodes ago, and another demon, you basically have the recipe to unlock your demonologist or dark elf. I'm not sure, as I said, of which one. But there we go. He's now dead. This is pretty much a standard dungeon run at this point. We just have to, you know, make our way out. Ow. I fight this. Do this. Oh, look at that. We got ourselves a rare. I love rares. He's counterattacking too, of all things. Yoink. Let's see here. Let's do this. This. This guy's a brawler, so he's gonna be annoying, so... He's gonna be very, very annoying. Oh yeah, I'm crippled. That's always fun. Ow. We'll activate this. Wow, he's got a knockback attack of some sort. Okay. Let's knock him that with this. Oh, why not? That guy can teleport me. That's always fun. Alright, he's actually taking a lot to kill. I'm not too much of a fan of him being so damn tough. Well, let's try this one more time. We'll go like this. Drag him to me. I wonder if this counterattacking is going off, or what's going on with him being so, capable of fighting me off. F8 this. Not what I want, but whatever. Let's go with Bill's tree trunk. Let's kill that guy because he's annoying. Hey, there we go, he died. Yeah, brawlers are really different now and annoying. Especially the rares. Oh great, another rare. I love rares. He's got shield wall, this guy. That's annoying. Yes, how can we annoy Davian today? Oh, that guy's dead. There's another ogre. This guy's a pounder. This ogre closes in fast on you, arms open for a long hug of death. I'm just gonna eat him. Trying to get my Vim back a little bit here. Ow. So much pain. Well, at least my Vim's more or less full. Oh, look at that. We got ourselves an Ogre Mauler. Crush, destroy, maim. Yes, the Ogres are very, very generic in, how they're basically interpreted as mobs. And by the way, Ogres like to use ruins a lot. They're one of few, enemies that you have to watch out for what ruins they might have on top of them. Especially when you find rune wielders, because Ogres are sort of unique in that they're one of the few enemies that actually really makes use of ruins a lot. Basically, because ruins are so dependent on ruins, you actually have mobs that are styled after using ruins. Alright, fun. Ogre Warmaster, a master of combat. She is impatient to test her newfound skills. Ogre Guard, a maul-wielding ogre, ready to crush. Let's do this. And that. Hooray, I'm disarmed. This is actually turning out to be one of the longer episodes. New lore is always worth reading, right? Oh, look at that, we're done. So there is the Dark Crypt out of the way. Very interesting run through it this time around. Quite happy with my run. I like this idea, disarm immunity. Let's put this on. We'll not worry about Bill's tree trunk anymore. Amass some gold. And yeah, I guess there's one thing to note with killing that demon instead of rescuing Melinda. Now, I don't usually kill that demon, but when I do, you can still mean a category point. Alright, here's what I'm looking for. So, I think it's this one right here, Bloodspring. Basically, Bloodspring is like this prodigy that you can learn. And the prerequisite for Bloodspring is that you basically have to let Melinda be sacrificed. So, if you let her be sacrificed, you can basically get this ability. When a single blow deals more than 50% of your total life, a torrent of blood gushes from your body, creating a bloody tidal wave for 4 turns that deals blight damage, heals you for 50% of the damage done, and knocks back your foes, then damage increases your constitution. So, sort of like a close type of combat caster, like say a Norphil. Basically, a Norphil is like, you know, you want stuff to be sort of close but not too close. So you just basically get close to them. You start, you know, basically, you know, using your skills to damage them, and then you use like Bloodspring, for example, to knock them back a little bit. So it's a really interesting ability for like middle tier fighters, I would say, like not melee, not long tier, this like middle range type of fighters. So yeah, there's Bloodspring, worth mentioning. And I'm kind of happy we did that dungeon. Now, I'll note by the way that at this point, there's actually another sort of thing that could possibly happen because I'm a Doombringer. Essentially, Doombringers, they have this like tendency to be abducted at later levels. So it's possible that we may see me get into a new dungeon as I level up more and more for now. Though I think at this point, we'll go to a Dreadfall for now. Hey, Sun Paladin, cool. And we'll see what happens in the near future as I begin my trek up the Dreadfall, and then, you know, like I said, every so often they get stronger and all that. And that's going to be it for this episode. A very eventful one. Dark Crypt's always eventful. But, you know, the Ogre lore made it more eventful. Hope you've enjoyed. Take care.